honoring the class of 1952. When I approached the master's ceremony at the alumni tea yesterday, I wanted to make sure he was comfortable with this extremely important role. So in an effort to set him at ease, I mentioned to him not to be afraid to, say a few jokes and keep it light. Well, to my surprise, he informed me that he had a stack of jokes about this thick as backup and to draw upon. So ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is if the master of ceremony chooses to tell all of his backup jokes, we might be here until midnight, but hopefully in the process we'll have a great time. So at this time, I would like to introduce to you the master of ceremony, a member of the class of 1952, Mr. Roger Dupre.
You know, a typical wife, as I stood up, she says, button for button. Right? Bonjour, mesdames and messieurs. Buenas noches, señores and señoritas. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, boys and girls. Live from New York, it's Saturday night. Yeah. You know, I was going to do my impersonation, if you will, Minnie Pearl's howdy, but it sucks. Well, you know, we are alive. I mean, I look out here and they're joyful, cheerful faces. And we're in New York. I mean, I came all the way up from Florida, so you know it's in New York. And besides that, it's Saturday night, right? And welcome. Now, first thing I want to do, I really, truly want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here this evening for the 22nd. You notice that? 22nd. 22nd, right? I'm not a crook. I tried to work that one in the other day. It was really lousy, right? The 22nd Annual Chazy Central Rural School Alumni Association Banquet. And, I want you to know this too. There are people who came here from far and wide. What'd you do to the sound?
Somebody told me come up here. So just keep talking. We'll get it right. Come on. Try that.
You know, you step off and you right off the cliff, right? Every time.
That's what I'm thinking here. That's good.
Can everybody hear that all right? If I put this up here, how about if I stuck it in my ear? Right? But anyway, people come from far, you know, he's screwing up the theatrics. Right? From far, and I believe it too, I'll tell you that. We had a California that was to come in tonight, they didn't make it. But I see some people over there in the corner from Lakeland, Florida to join us here tonight. There's some people over here from Georgia, all right? I know some people from Baltimore, Maryland, just showing up here tonight, all right? So, you know, it really is a homecoming. Oh, yes. Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. How about that? All here to this little town of... Right? Now, look, what we used to do when the senior citizens, when I was... Let's get this thing up here. You know, he's right. Turn it off, right? I can probably talk loud enough anyway without the microphone. We used to do it. I was president of the senior citizens organization in Walden, New York. And periodically, now these people, well, they're 65 plus, up to 104. But anyway, they, one thing I would occasionally do is I would have them turn and shake hands with their partner or something like that. Now these people have been here all the years, right? And what I would like to have you do, turn to the person on your left or your right, introduce yourself, say who you are, welcome, you're glad you're, come on, let's do it, let's get together, come on, shake hands, left or right, hello, hi, introduce your name, that's it, hi guys, all right, yeah, all right, there you go, see? Right, how about this side of the room, say hi to that side of the room, and this side of the room, say hi to that side of the room. Hi, there we go. Hi, there. See, now you know it's all one family, aren't we? Now, you know, the humorous part about that is get some old fellow back in the corner, "Don't touch me, I'm the married man." And another one would say, "You got my bingo card, I want my bingo card, you got this card." And that's Mary's chair, you don't sit in Mary's chair, alright? Right, and, oh, they were fun, I'll tell you, it was a fun thing. Now, you know, there's nothing like audience participation. What I would like to do next is everybody get their hands up there like this and get them together and start this. Come on, get together. All right, let's go. Go. Start this. All right, great. That is called clapping. All right, how about applause? I don't really want to use the word clap because I don't want to be accused of promoting a sexual transmitted disease. All right, but I want you to feel very free to applause at any time. It makes the host feel a little bit better. Class of 1952, in all your momentous glory, would you please stand? Class of 1952. You see how I'm messing up the program? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the class of 1952. Ain't they a bunch of happy campers? Please remain standing. Class of 1952, would you turn and face the audience, please? Turn and face the audience. Class of 1952, this is your audience who came here tonight to enjoy your occasion. Give them a big hand. Come on, class of 52. All right, thank you, class. You may sit down. I was told earlier, actually I was told yesterday, I always bossed the class around, even when we were in school. I don't remember doing that, but it must be true. I remember the class, there was more girls than there were boys, all right? And the boys were always squabbling with the girls. And actually what it was, the girls were squabbling with the girls too, but the boys got along, see? All right, so we held it tight together, and we lost every damned argument we ever had. Right? Now I am required by the laws of the state of New York, George Pataki, governor, that if it should be necessary, you will be informed from this podium to evacuate, to remove yourself from, to get the hell out of here. You'll be notified from this office. And to my left, you'll see a door marked exit. You can walk on down. There used to be a lot of pucker bush through there, but it's all gone. I'll call your attention to the exit, to the rear of the thing. The double doors, go down there, meet over here in the parking lot, and there's another exit door over there. Don't go out to the kitchen, you'll mess up Loomis, okay? Now, I have now complied with the laws of the state of New York, George Pataki, governor. Now, you know, I was looking over there at, well, actually it's my brother-in-law, but, you know, he's number uno. He's the great guy, all right? He's number uno. He's the great pupa, right? El presidente, right? Now, you know, when your wife looks at you or your girlfriend, you know, her eyes split down, edges of her mouth drop down. You know you either said something you shouldn't have said, or you didn't say something you should have said, or you did something you shouldn't have done, or you did something, well, maybe you didn't do it anyway. All right, you blame the other guy. Anyway, they look at me, they go, you know, when I started tonight, Kathy gave me a whole mess of things to do. And I want to go back to the program that I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, let me see, where are we at? Is Mr. John West with us? Mr. John West. Mr. West. Mr. John West. Come forth, O kind sir. Mr. John West is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd like to have you all stand. John's going to come forward and use the microphone. At the completion of the Pledge of Allegiance, please remain standing. Thank you for coming forward. All right?
Thank you. This is an honor. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with with liberty and justice for all. God save the Queen. I married the Queen. Please remain standing. To join us at the invocation, he's my idol. He's my hero. He's the wind beneath my wings, if I had wings. Reverend L. William Gordon. And after the invocation, please remain standing. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't.
I had written a 15-minute prayer, but my time has been taken. Let us pray. Lord, we gather here this evening in friendship and in memories. The class of 1952 is honored. We ask you to bless everyone here and everyone who could not be here. We ask you in a special way to receive those that you have taken unto yourself. And we pray in a special way that you bless the food that we share here this evening. And we ask that you be with us always. Amen.
Please remain standing. Well, you're going to get, your tush is going to get sore anyway. The class of 1952 graduated with 26 members. We have lost 4 of our members. Teresa Irene Benware Clark. Owen Ronald Brothers. Robert Florvin Ladd. Ralph Thomas Parrott. Now let us bow our heads for a moment of silence also for the victims and the heroes of September 11th, 2001. Thank you very much. You may be seated. You're still getting bossed around, right? There are many stories that I could tell you about the freshman class, or the senior class that graduated in 1952. As freshmen, we put on a play called Chloe, and there's a senior play with a little dog laugh. But you should know that Roger, this is God. Oh boy. Does God talk to you? I mean, God's been talking to me since I was just a wee one. It was, first it started out, Roger, do this. Roger, do that. Roger, don't do this. Roger, don't do that. Well, after I married, my wife took over that job. But I can recall when I was a kid, I found a box alongside the road. It probably fell off one of the Chazy Orchard trucks. And it was all lined with lead. Aha! This idea, I'm tired of this stuff. So I decided, well, the day before, I found out behind the barn this big chunk of kryptonite. Well, actually, it wasn't behind the barn. It was between the Big Ben and the North Barn. But it was close. So I said, look, and any young fella, 7, 8, 9 years old, knew from the technical manuals that Superman's X-ray vision could not see through lead. And he lost all his powers with the kryptonite. So what I did, I got this brilliant idea. I'm going to get away from God. So I picked up this chunk of kryptonite. I'm only 7, 8 years old, And I get in this box with this chunk of kryptonite. And I pull the lead cover over the top of it. Well, I said, now I'm away from God. I was kind of dark in there, but I was away from God. Now, don't you know, about a minute and a half later, Roger, get out of there before you get lead poisoning. Yeah, God again. Right? In all my, I kind of flushed it. I got that cover off, and I took that chunk of kryptonite, and I picked it up, and I threw it. I really threw it right over my head. And that was something back in me. I heard one hell of a yow! Yeah, you guessed it. I hit Superman right in the dang ankle with that. But now there's a moral to this story. If you're going to shoot the bull, don't hurt anybody. I got to go to page 2. You know, trying to eat, man's right. What I'd like to have done is the senior class, the graduating class, come down through, start over here in this angle, and split on both sides of the parapet here, fill your plate, but eat all you take. They had that sign in the Navy when I was in the Navy. And follow them. I'd like to have senior group. I see Dr. Clark down there. Dr. Clark, you're going to follow this class. And Melvin McWinning, you're going to follow the class. Oh boy. And I'm glad to see you, Melvin. And there's a few others here. Then I'd like to have the officers table follow. And then I'd like to start at the table in the back and come forward. And when they're through, the table in that back, come through and come forward and until everyone is served. Now, there are some people that need to be served. And there are servers to serve those people. So allow them the privilege if they cut into the line on you. And if they're not serving, I'll poke them in the nose. All right, bon appetit, and like the famous words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. I'm back now. I was going to tell a joke, but I guess they got to move along a little faster. I'd like to introduce to you the Executive Director, Kathy Munson-Devens, class of 73, to the podium to introduce the officers of the Alumni Association.
Without following people, it would be very difficult to keep the Alumni Association going. Our president, Donald Bucket Trombley, class of 1956. Vice President, Jane Bolton Hess, class of 1953. Secretary, Richard West, class of 1954. And our treasurer, Margaret Maggie Ryan, class of 1979, was unable to attend.
In setting up to do, make some of this stuff happen, I contacted some people that were very keen into what goes on. And I noticed that Jane Fulton Hess, you did an excellent job with the tea yesterday. We thank you very much. And my contact person to get the things done, who really knew what was going on, where to go, what to touch, Ms. Nyla West, thank you very much. I'm going to introduce the classes between 1920 and 1925. Would those people please stand? Anybody here? 1920 through to and including 1925. Ooh. I'm going to drop that one off. Between 1926 and 1930. No? 1931, 1935. Aha! 1936, 1940. And I know some of them are here. Get up there, Matt. There they are. The shining hours. 1941, 1945. The Warbirds. There they are. 1946, 1950. There he is. 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. 1951, 1955, and the class of 52, sit down. 1951, 1955. 1956, 1960. There he is, bucket himself. There's a few more. There they are in the back row. 1961, 1965. There we go. All right. 10,000 strong. 1966 to 1970. 1975. There he is. The Movie Man. 1976 to 1980. There you go. That gets popular. 1981 to 1985. Aha. 1986 to 1990. There. 1991 to 1995. Ooh, we have a hole. 1996 to 2000. Hey, brother. Anyone here from the class of 2001? Come on, Michelle. Is anyone here from the class of 2002? Well, that's typical what happens each year, but they're out partying. That's what that is.
We're making memories.
I'm going to introduce the class of 1952, but I gotta go over there and get some buttons. And would Mike and Tim set up the chairs? I think we need, dun, dun, dun. We need five. We need 5 chairs. That we bring the classes up that we are honoring. They spread out in a nice long line. And somebody tries to take a picture of them, they gotta take 16 in order to cover the group. So I've asked my son, that's son Mike and son Tim, we're gonna set up 5 chairs. Now in that book, there is the picture of the class. And I'm trying to set them up in that same order of those that are here. Now, there is one requirement. I get a hug and a kiss from the girls, and I shake hands with the boys. I don't kiss the boys. Helen Martin Snow. Helen Martin Snow. Thank you for coming. 50 years into acting here, and I still get a hug and a kiss. Okay. Right there. Helen Munson Chevin. Chauvin. I'll get it. Yes. You point them out. Ruby Wilson Hughes. I got the best job in the house. Betty McKinley Green. Carolyn Belajon Krause. Gloria Tremblay Dupre. Now, you know, she's an excellent. I am probably the luckiest fellow there is in the world. I not only graduated with a wife, I graduated with my brother, and I graduated with Aunt Helen. Right? So I've got to be a lucky guy. Alberta Palmatier Whedon.
have her.
and West Ryan. Nobody said that mustache tickled.
What's it?
Nobody said that my mustache tickled. Harold Huntington Brockington. You girls center up here.
Yeah, you got one.
And move to your right. Yeah, that's it. Okay, a little more. That's it. Right there. Right between them. There you go. Sir, I don't shake your hand. I don't get you. Come on down this end, Harold. Ellen Joseph Dupree, my bro. He's my brother. Gotta get this side of Gloria and then fill the gap. Conrad Badger. Gerald DeSalle. And last but not least, guys right in between. Okay, take your pictures, people. Now you guys smile and stay there till they're done. All right?
Get the camera. Where's the camera? It's dead. It's dead. Get my camera.
All right, Tony. Gloria's camera. Right there. Come on, pay attention to me. We're getting picture taken.
Hi, Michelle.
That wouldn't change the last minute. Oh, you're writing.
Oh, here comes Tom Leaf. I got it. Oh,
Through the years, I found that it was a bit of a disappointment when we were trying to get pictures like that, and 3 or 4 people would walk away out of frustration that they couldn't get them. And I wanted to avoid that this year. Now I gotta look and see what I'm supposed to be doing here. Oh, yeah, that's something I do want to do. The class of 1952 has other classes before them. In the shop, they and dedicated a tree on class day, and they had a band around that tree. When they cut the tree down when they were rebuilding the school, at least that was one that was dedicated by the class of 1952. Well, someone found it over in the dump somewhere, called my mother, and said, "Do you think Roger would want that?" Absolutely, right? And Roger trucked it all the way from Chazy down to Troy, New York, from Troy, New York to Fishkill, New York, from Fishkill to Manassas, Virginia, from Manassas, Virginia to Walden, New York, and then went on south down to Spring Hill, Florida. Well, that's been, what, 40 years just about with the plaque hanging around. Now, at a popular request, I'd like to, and I've asked my classmates for their approval, I'm going to present this plaque to Mr. Fred Smith for his keeping forever onward. Fred, would you come forward? And you even get a picture with it. All right, it's all yours. A couple of words.
me I could have a couple of words. You take lots of words, but I only get two. This is not for Fred Smith, this is for the LST Minor Museum. We are totally committed to preserving the history and the legacy of the miners, and this is an absolutely wonderful addition to that collection. Thank you, Class of 52.
Miss Nancy Vesco, come up and announce the recipients of the alumni scholarships. I knew you'd get her.
Each year, the Alumni Association gives out scholarship awards at graduation. From all the support the alumni have given over the years, we were able to give out 3 awards this year. We gave them out last night at graduation for $1,000 each. One was given to Aaron Ledoux, Jason Castine, and Adam Trombley, whose parents have all attended Chazy School.
Presentation of awards. Ms. Kathy Devens, come up for the appreciation award.
If we're lucky enough, at one time or another, we have had the privilege of knowing someone who always finds the time to go above and beyond when they're a member of an organization. There's always a person that seems to get the job done. The Alumni Association is fortunate to have such a member who, from the creation of the organization, has always been there to lend a hand, offer advice, and be a wealth of knowledge when putting together the Alumni Tea and Alumni Banquet. So this evening, I have the great pleasure of presenting the following Appreciation Award, and I would like to read to you what's on the plaque. Appreciation Award, presented to Betty Ann McKinney Green, class of 1952, for her many years of dedication and service to the Alumni Association of Chazy Central Rural School, June 29, 2002. Betty.
We did the alumni. Nancy Vesco, you did the alumni, right? Mr. Rich Bouchard for the special award presentation. Where's Rich? Bouchard. Go ahead.
I'm very glad to be here. It's an honor to meet the class of 1952. I look forward to having 50 years behind me in a very real way. I just recently, with my sister Linda, became a member, lifetime member of the Alumni Association, and I'm proud to be an alumni. When you're an alumni, you really get the sense that you're reflecting the heritage of this school system. I suspect that there are school systems much larger than this that don't have the cohesive alumni association that we currently have. As many of you might be aware, I recently produced a documentary about the organization and establishment of this remarkable school system. One of the things I discovered in this production was, other than William H. Minor's remarkable generosity in establishing and paying for the school system, was the role that the Reverend George Robson Mott played in the organization and establishment. In fact, it was the Presbyterian minister here in Chazy who really approached Minor regarding a new education. And he was very informed regarding the curriculum and what was going on in the country. And Minor, being the man that he was, without question agreed to it. And the two of them formed a team. Well, I'm pleased to say today that as an extension of what happened back there, back that time, we have with us the grandson of Reverend George Mott, Gregory Raymond Mott. And Gregory Mott, I spent the weekend with him, and he's a remarkable man, and I think that it must be a genetic trait in that family. You see a kindness, and you see a respect for other people, and I think that Minor and George Mott had that. In light of Gregory Mott coming all the way here, his pride in what his grandfather did with William H. Minor, and his understanding of the remarkable school that Chazy is, Kathy Devins and the rest of the board of the Alumni Association decided to present him this plaque whereby he is alumnus honoree. Gregory?
Well, my goodness, thank you very much. On behalf of my grandfather and my father and all the members of my family, I'm very grateful, and this is quite a surprise. You know, I feel very fortunate today. I'm very grateful to Rick for the work that he has done, because he has quite sincerely introduced me to my grandfather, a man that I never had the opportunity to know. And, you know, even my own father didn't know his father very well, because he died at my father's age of 9. But I am so pleased to see what a man's imagination can do. And, of course, so proud to know that it was my grandfather's imagination combined with William H. Minor's great efforts in his industry and the money that he therefore gained. Because it's wonderful to see the reality today of what imagination can really bring forth. So, in spite of the fact that my father told me many times when I was a young boy, "Oh, that's just your imagination," I think it's very important to acknowledge how important the imaginations are of all of our children, their inspirations, their imaginations, and the spiritual life is much beyond what the church ever taught. So, thank you all, residents of Chazy, for understanding this and carrying it forward into our world.
Nancy Vesco, Alumnus of the Year Award.
It has always been my dream, was a statement that could be heard over and over. Being away from Chazy for nearly 25 years never diminished his appreciation for his roots, and he never forgot his heritage. He would often voice, "If I ever made a film, it would be on the old school." Well, his dream has come true, and as Ethel LaPlante stated, "A Chazy boy, true and true." I would now like to present the Alumnus of the Year Award to Rick Bayshard, class of 1975, for his outstanding production on the pioneer of rural schools.
This is very beautiful, and I'm not usually surprised, but I am right now. A lot of people ask me why I did the project, and I think any one of us here would have done it. The bottom line is that I just told the story. I think that today in the auditorium and here now is that your applause and your excitement is about the content of what we are and that what Minor and Mott put together for us. And I do believe that, like in the appreciation tablet, we have become great patriotic examples to our fellow man, and I see a practical helpfulness among all of us. And so, in the end, we have become what they wanted us to be. And our goal is to remember that, to carry the heritage forward, so that our children and our relatives and other communities can see our example and remind them that they have the opportunity to do the same thing. I truly appreciate this plaque, and thank you very much.
The next gentleman coming up I'm going to hold off just a bit. I have a joke for you. You want to hear some joke, I would assume. A kindergarten pupil told his teacher that he found a cat. She asked if it was dead or alive. Dead, she was informed. Well, how do you know, she asked. Because I pissed in its ear and it didn't move, he said innocently. You did what? The teacher squealed in surprise. You know, explained the boy. I leaned over and I went, psst. It didn't move.
You get it, Fred?
Mr. Richard West has some announcements for us.
Did you get it, Fred? No. In his ear? I was asked to make an announcement.
Just got it.
Somebody just got it.
I get it. Wonder who, man.
Was that Bucket? You just get it? On the other side, okay. The Chazy PTO has decided to purchase a school sign for the outside of the school facing Route 9. They plan to purchase a sign through donations they receive. At this time, they are asking the alumni, community members, and business people, and anyone that might be interested in making a donation. Now, there are green papers and envelopes down by the entrance. They are also welcoming any ideas on how the sign should look. They would like to have the school name, a mascot, a motto on the stone. In addition, they would like to remember the school's heritage by including the old school in some way. If you have any idea to share, please send it in. There's a name and a number. You can contact Rebecca Boyer West. Her name is listed on the green paper, and they're looking for ideas and, of course, donations. Some of the thoughts that have been around our granite stone out by Route 9, possibly, this is just possibly, with the image of the old school on one side and maybe a motto or saying. It's quite an undertaking, and they are looking for any assistance that they can get. And I was also asked to thank Jerry and company for the dinner this evening. Jerry there? He's pretty busy. But anyway, very good meal. Jerry Dino and company. Thank you. Don't forget, if you're interested, the green papers and envelopes are down at the entrance.
Before I get the last guy up to give some closing remarks, I'd like to share with you a woman accompanying her husband to the doctor's office. After his checkup, the doctor called his wife into the office alone. He said he didn't do the following: your husband will surely die. Each morning, fix him a healthy breakfast. Be pleasant and make sure he's in a good mood. For lunch, make him a nutritious meal. For dinner, prepare him an especially nice meal. Don't burden him with chores, as he probably had a hard day. Don't discuss your problems with him. And most importantly, have sex with him several times a week and satisfy his every whim. On the way home, the husband asked his wife, "What did the doctor have to say?" "You're going to die," she replied. Mr. Donald Trombley for the closing remarks.
How much time have I got, Dick?
Asking me?
Yep.
Not very much.
Not much. Okay. Just to let you know, Judy Beshore just come up to see me. And to remind you that tomorrow at 2 o'clock at the school, they're going to have another showing of the documentary of the school. So they would like to have those that didn't make it, or if you want to see it again, show up. And I would also like to thank Fred Smith for the use of the museum for the deed and the Minor Foundation. And I would like to thank Father Garden for offering his blessings and keeping us on the right path.
Look at the size of paper he's got, that's why he's in trouble.
No, I don't have any trouble.
There's nothing written on it.
When I fold this, that's when it's gonna come in. And I'd like to recognize that Joe Blair, the principal of the school at the present time, is here. And I'm sure that things happen and people make them happen. And we've had a lot of people involved in the Alumni Association that have been active throughout the years, as with Dick from the beginning, and he got me involved. And Dick sort of stepped down to secretary this year, and he's also passed that job on. And I'm looking forward into retirement. And we don't have to worry about our 401k. Our company is very sound and solvent. We don't have to shred anything. We save everything. So I don't have to worry about retirement. So Dick's stepping down this year. I'd like to step down a little bit next year, but we're both going to be still involved. We'll be behind him 100%. And possibly I could spend a little more time with my family as I would like to do. But in the long run, I got to shorten this up because I could stand up here and talk all night. I want to thank everyone. My wife's shaking her head. And God bless her, because if it wasn't for her standing behind me, I wouldn't be doing these things today.
You mean you standing behind her? She runs the gag here.
There's a lot of nights that I was at a meeting and she was home painting here, and at times digging a ditch. And jackhammering.
Oh yeah.
Which is true.
Oh, yeah. She works circles around Bucket. There's no doubt about that.
I didn't see it.
No, I did.
But I would like to thank everyone for coming. I would like to thank them for their contributions to the scholarship fund. Now, several years ago, my daughter was the recipient of that, and I think the award was around $200, something like that. And now we're giving out, we gave out $3,000 this year. We've done well. There's a lot of companies that would like to get our staff to hang out their funds, believe me.
Yeah, man.
But if it wasn't for you coming and your support, we would not be where we are today. And Roger Dupree has proved that you don't have to live here to organize a class function. You can do it. He's been in Florida, evidently done a very good job through the communications that we have today. And everyone would like to know, when do we start next year? We're going to start right now. Is there anyone here from the class of 53?
Don't admit it.
I met one. Sally. You've been unanimously selected to be the representative of your class, to get in touch with them and come up with something. So whoever does this next year, you've already got to start. The job is easy, as Dick says. If you don't like doing what you have to do, somebody else can do it. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves tonight. And I hope next year I'd like to see everybody again. And if you would like to get involved in the Alumni Association, I guarantee you, they will not turn you away. They will welcome you. And it's I'm glad Dick invited me when he did. And I've stuck with him through it, and he's done an excellent job. And he's to be commended for what he's done through the years. And I'll close, it's getting warm. So everyone, if you have any complaints, come and see me. If you had a good time, write a letter to the association.
You got a complaint?
You see, I have close ties with the 50-year class. My sister was one of the members, and also I have a brother-in-law from the 50-year class.
Shame on him.
Shame on him. And there's some stories there I can tell you.
Your luck is going to change.
I know. One thing I'd like to mention, we talk about Mr. Minor, and we built the school, the education, and all that. If Mr. Minor was here, I'd take his hand. Because when Mr. Minor built the school, they got rid of the one-room schoolhouses. And we lived there. I was 5, I think, when we moved in. And my mother is still living there today. She's been going to school for God knows how many years. But our house was known in Chazy as Schoolhouse 13, if I remember right.
Yes.
Right? Anyway, and we still live there today. And a lot of kids, after it was closed as a school, have gone through there. From Catholic charity to homeless children that my parents took care of. And I thank you. Have a good night. And drive carefully.
In closing, I wanted to make sure that you knew that, no, I didn't rent this tuxedo. All right, I don't have to take it back right now. I've got more jokes, but I want to tell them to my family. Good night, and thank you for everything.
I knew I'd forget something. Remember, it's a tradition of the Alumni Association at the end of the evening that we sing God Bless America, regardless of what the judges say. Dick is going to lead us tonight. So would everyone stand up?
First, before we leave, we certainly thank George Schnaub and Wilbur Carnes for presenting music. It has been our tradition since we started Alumni Association to sing God Bless America. Just to bring you up to date, the first God Bless America, it was written by Irving Berlin. The first time it was sang was at an Armistice Day in 1938. On that, we normally always sing the chorus to it. But there was a verse which I think is probably one of the greatest songs and greatest prayers that have ever been written and said. And it starts out, while the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. Everybody, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. can always say, God bless America. We'll continue to do it in Chazy for years. Thank you. George will be around for music for a while, so you don't have to